Hello guys, in this video I guess I 1v1 to Plat, or I 1v1 to Gold. I'm a tier 1 Plat and he's a tier 1 Gold, and we did 3 1v1s, and I'm just gonna be going over the gameplay, the differences between us, and just you get to see the differences between a tier 1 Plat and a tier 1 Gold. So yeah, I guess enjoy, or I'm gonna start talking about it in a second. I was going random, so it's not like it's not like I'm gonna be playing amazing with one of my best legends. Of course, I'm the Koji, he's the Orion. Starting off, you can see that I go for a lot of D-lights and probably scythes to start me off. And after the recovery, I'll go into a chase dodge into nair, which almost always works because it's an optimal combo. He is basically the average person that's playing Lance that doesn't actually play it a lot, and he's doing a lot of sigs with Orion, as you'll come to notice, a lot of ground pounds, and like you'll notice eventually some recoveries, which a lot of Lance players who don't actually main it do. Watch this. I guess I go for GCD lights because I want to get a recovery on him to do extra damage before I pick up my weapon. But now I'm on the sword. This is where he begins to kind of sig spam with N sig. I do a GC side sig knowing that I wouldn't be punished for it. I keep falling into that N sig because I hadn't got the jig of the bit yet that he was gonna sig spam, but now I do, so I'm being a bit safer. I obviously switch on to the bow because I prefer it a lot over sword. My wave game back on stage to also get some extra damage in on him. I got kind of tired of the sig spam here, so I just mirrored it. But you can also notice my movements a lot better. The fact that he's on weapons he doesn't really know is really benefiting me. And also, he's just throwing out a lot of things that are pointless, like specifically SIGs, but a lot of attacks that aren't going to go anywhere and can't string, because he doesn't really know the basis of Lance, while I'm really good on bow. It's my main weapon, and I know to use it. As you can see, I do a side sig there to get rid of him, because he was sig spamming a lot right there, so... The off-stage spear when he's on spear kind of scares me because of the fact that he can GC and N-sig at any time. He starts going for the D-sig as a kill option. I almost fall into that N-sig. And you can also see he's just getting himself in locations where I can easily punish, like up there where I did it down there. But I also let him do a D-sig because I didn't think that he was going to be doing that yet. He starts to actually, like, gain his lead back, but then I just start... Of course, I'm not that good with sword, but I'm good enough with it. I'd say I'm good with it, not that good. But I get more into the basis of it later once I get back on it. Now I'm on bow. I did an N-sig. And right here I'm looking for side light into D-light so that I can just start a string. But I also want D-light into anything because you don't need to start off with side light. So then I get an A right there, but I'm gonna be back on the sword in a second where I'm probably gonna go for a GC D-light, right? Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I end up just doing D-light into side A. And I emo because this kid was a toxic Mordex, so here's the second we did where I was on Wushang, which I'm better with, and he was on core. We both actually picked our legends, so
3, 2,
here it is.
1,
You're gonna notice I'm very sick on gauntlets when it comes to Wushang. I tried to do a nair there, I know. As you can see, he's trying to do the sig spam to annoy me again, and I'm able to counter it with the N light at the start, but then he gets a GCD sig on me. I'm just sitting with the sideline to D-light combos, that's what I've been trying. He actually was dodging that this whole game, so I don't know why I kept trying it. I'm on the gauntlets, which I'm way better with. I'm gonna ground pound. GC N-sig. He uses options oddly, because I could have recovered when he did his recover. I'm about to start getting destroyed here. This, I gotta say, props to him during that whole match. Oh my, that made me angry while it was happening. I'm gonna be on spear, I'm gonna rush in with the side light. He's looking for side A's because he's obviously not that familiar with hammer, but familiar with gauntlets. I keep trying that side light into D-light when I should be trying like a side light reverse D-light read, but I'm not looking for the right kill options. I throw my spear just lazily because I wanted to do a weapon throw dash, but luckily he kills himself to where I do down heavy to, I guess, correct that. Pretty sure I start to pop off with gauntlets here. Oh no. I go for a ground pound, which really screws me up since the recovery is always such an anti-air for stuff like that. I'm gonna go for a ground pound again and get... oh yeah. Pretty sure I'm gonna go for a side air. Yeah. I started to whiff a lot here, but then I start to do better, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna whiff him here. Yeah. As you can see, he was leaving himself open. When I was low enough that he could have just gone back to stage, he looked for the offstage kill option when he didn't need to. He also was an idiot with that kill option right there when he genuinely just needed to hit me, or when he should have just got a weapon. I start popping off with gauntlets, and I was destroying him right there. He's looking for side airs to kill with hammer, but just whiffing on everything, and I'm like catching those whiffs. But he does eventually get me with a side air. I start doing some dashing, some just movement around him, honestly what could have been better. I'm looking for a side light, but I do nair because I know it's optimal. That hits him. I was gonna look for a side heavy when in reality I shouldn't have. And, oh, I thought that killed. I think I'm gonna kill with a nair or something. Nope. JCN Sig. And that's the second round. On to the third round, where this one I did drastically worse compared to the other rounds. Lin favors with Shang, we picked our legends again. He's on the gauntlets, which he's more familiar with, while I switch over to the guitars and cannon. I have been practicing this lately, and you're gonna see where the gold playstyle really comes in this round. Right there, where he just sig spams me to my death. Although I went in for the side air when he would have caught the N-sig, so I honestly should have just gone down and tried to get him back on stage, but instead I wanted to hit a side air, because I do that with cannon a lot. Here, I'm whiffing on my guitars with my nairs, but I'm also not getting hit. Right there, I literally dodged straight into it, where I have an issue with dodging in, which he caught. He starts to spam. I guess I'll talk about the gold mindset right here. They're not like Plats where they think they're just amazingly better than you and they're gonna boast about it, but they just think they're the type that will go in, sig spam, and still say they're better than you. And they're all Mordex mains. But right here, you have me doing terrible. I should have waited down there to get a recovery. He should have just, I don't know, done another D-sig, honestly. It could have hit. I'm going to go for ground pound, whiff, and kill myself. I'm going to get the guitars, and I honestly should have gone for a D-light or GC D-light into... into recovery, because that could have killed. But here, I'm gonna get a guitar ground pound, I'm pretty sure. I really sacrificed some damage right there. I'm sacrificing a lot of damage. I did not get a ground pound, I got a side air. Which, I guess, the Wushang spam with the N-sig on the spear, that's really what screwed me up this round, and I should have been dodging it better. Although, it's still spam, so I can't really blame myself, but... I should have done dare, and then I honestly could have zero death that and evened it up, but I wasn't thinking about that because Sometimes I do D-lights without thinking how I'm gonna string, which is what happened at the moment. I'm trying to hit a 0 to death, which is why you see me go for the repeated Sarah, when honestly, like a down air or something would be better if I hit a 0 to death. I do side air. Honestly, should have opened with side air to get back to stage, because it would have left my recovery open. But yeah. I should have looked for down air over here, but I didn't. Recovery, and the side air. See, what he's doing is he's really throwing out any attack, and it does damage to me, and it's gonna hit me just because of the fact that I'm not dodging. I'm just looking for damage, and I'm not thinking about the fact that, oh, I need to kill him. There, I forgot that I got him the one stock. I actually was doing pretty well on that stock, but being an idiot. Right here, I'm looking for side airs, but I'm still being an idiot about it. I was gonna go for infinite, but then I quickly realized that he's actually good enough to dodge that. I was gonna try an offstage again, but I just kept screwing up. It was sad. I was scared of the bomb, when in reality, I should have just recovered into him, or wait for it to pass. So I guess, so that was just, 3-1-3-1 between me and a gold, and shows the difference between what a tier 1 and a tier 2 gold play like. I obviously wasn't showing him up that much when I got destroyed in the 3rd round, and I wasn't really performing at my best in the first 2, but there was some big differences, and clearly I'm better. I'm not trying to sound boastful, but clearly I was, but I was just it could come down to the fact that I was playing weapons I don't play much, but I was whiffing on a lot of things, and when someone's worse than me, I feel like a lot of Plats do this, you don't play at your fullest, and that's kind of what happened to me, so yeah. I think, like, the biggest difference is different in movement, because movement is something that, like, he didn't have. While I was prime on my movement, I was doing it pretty well, and it led to a lot of the time me winning, because I actually had the movement to dash around and just be unpredictable when it comes to where I'm going, while he has this base movement, which is just him walking, trying to find attacks. I also think the fact a Plat is better at, like, finding openings, which is what you could see there. He was getting punished on a lot of stuff, and I was punishing him on a lot of stuff when he could have killed a lot easier. He also didn't know his kill options, which was an issue, and that's one of a big thing about, like, improving is knowing your options. So that if someone's above you in guitars, you know that you have the option of D-line to recovery to kill or something. Things like that can really just help your gameplay, because knowing your kill options are just so important. Right there, I did a side air, which was optimal. And I think something that was, like, I could improve on, knowing the range of your attacks, that also really helps. It's something that we both weren't doing, and it's because that's, like, it led to him not getting hits on me, especially when he was trying to kill with force side air in that 2nd round. So yeah, I guess thank you for watching, and this is the difference between a Plat and a gold. If you want me to do this with a silver or something, I will. Yeah, I'll see y'all.